There was this Brahmana boy who was the son of a beautiful widowed Brahman girl, actually. And the boy used to love Lord Chaitanya so much. So he used to come and see him all the time. And of course, Damodar Pandit knew that, he will come here. Then, of course, his mother will also come. And because Lord is sannyasi, then mixing can happen and Lord can get blasphemed. So he used to forbid the son all the time and come here. But he has so much love because he realized that Supreme Lord used to come and meet him all the time. So, and Lord was never stop him. So one day, Lord Damodar Pandit went to Lord and say, look, you are a sannyasi, but what you're doing is transgressing the all principles of sannyas. You should not do that. So then Lord Chaitanya said, what nonsense are you talking, Damodar Pandit? What did I do? He said, look, this kid is wonderful, he's great devoted. But there is one flaw, that his mother is very young and she's a widowed. And association with that can really contaminate you. So Lord Chaitanya said, Damodar Pandit is my real well-wishers. All others tell things but won't say the truthful things. So as Bhagavad Gita also says, the truth should be said if it's beneficial to somebody, but should be said in a word that it doesn't hurt. Damodar Pandit was still straightforward for that. But for Lord Chaitanya, he got mad a little bit. He said, you know what, he should know that I'm Supreme Lord, but he said he's my well-wisher. So Prabhupada mentions very nicely. He said, Prabhupada said that even though he was a great devotee of Lord, but he transgresses the authority. Because what the authority is there, that sometimes when your guru is there, or senior devotees, these are lessons we're going to learn from that. That sometimes you will see that the guru doing something. And if you think the guru is a material platform and you start blaspheming, thinking wrong about that, that means you're affected by external considerations. Maya has captured you and can affect your bhakti completely. So just like it says that you should not ever be, whenever a guru is there, first of all, you should not surrender to any guru like that. First of all, you should have strong conviction that this is the guru I can surrender my life to. Because when you surrender the life to a person, you get inspired for that. That is a person who's going to take you back to Godhead. But if you're not firm in conviction, but you think, okay, it's called a popularity contest, or this person has 100,000 disciples, so I should be associated with the guru, I'll get more fame and name, then you'll never have firm conviction, and you'll not accept the guru like that. So that anytime a guru does something, you always find faults with that one. And that could be cause of your fall down. So that's why it is said that there is a very famous verse in US. It says, the Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. I know many people who are born but up here should say that, because what happens, Caesar's wife divorced his wife Pompeia because he thought that she was associating with somebody and talking to him. And Caesar was very clear that a person, when he's a very elevated soul, like a king, anybody who associates with them should not cause anything which can cause negative publicity to that person, to like the king. So Caesar was worried that my fame will go down because my wife is associating with these common ministers. So even though she was flawless, but to set an example, he did that. So it says that Caesar's wife must be a suspicion. But this doesn't transgress for Lord or his devotees, especially the one who is a guru, Shiksha group there. So if you see something, you never ever comment on that. That's the most important principle for that. What is Lord saying through Damodar Pandit? That yes, Damodar Pandit transgressed authority. So Lord Chaitanya separated him from himself. He indirectly sent him back to West Bengal. But we should also see that through this principle, that if we find faults in a guru, our guru physically may not separate, but spiritually he may separate you off from bhakti basically. So you have to be very, very careful and surrender. Whatever happens, your faith in guru can never change. That should be the mood. And if you keep mood, then you will definitely cross over this Bhav Sagar completely for that one. So then it says that, there's a Bengali proverb, it says that, even I see Lord Nityananda going to a brewery where there's alcohol there, but I should understand why Nityananda can never be alcoholic. But he can be drunk in the name of holy name, but never be alcoholic. That's called firm Vishwas. Similarly, for Guru is like that too. So then Lord Chaitanya said, Damodar Pandit, since you are so straight in the behavior, you should go to Bengal. And this way, you will go and tell my mother that, I'm here because Lord Chaitanya sent him there. I said, mother, only on your wishes, I could never have separated out from you. But because you wanted me to be stay close to you, I stayed Jagannath Puri. Otherwise, I would have gone to Vrindavan. But mother, don't worry. I promise you, every day I come and see you. And so you always, every day, you make a plate for Lord Vishnu, and you make a plate here to offer Vishnu. And you see sitting like that, and suddenly I appear, in a haste, I eat all the food. And your eyes are full of tears. Oh, my Nimai has come and eaten. But then you said, this is all external. Externally, you think he's not eaten. Then you put the food again, and I come and eat the food again. And you said, how is it possible? Then you go and see the food inside, and the food is full of, the container full of food. So you're in doubt that, have I offered to Lord Vishnu or not? And tears start flowing from your eyes that, oh, my Nimai is so hungry, he hasn't eaten, what do I do? But mother, I promised you that I will always come and see you and always have the bhoga there. So that's how Lord Chaitanya used to tell mother, and every day he used to come and meet him. He used to come 3 places he used to associate. One was Mother Sachi's place, and one was Srivas Acharya's Angan, where there was Kirtan. So even though Jagannath Puri, he will always manifest where the Kirtan was going on. Similarly, it is said, Prabhupada always says, that at the place in the temple where we have strong Kirtan, strong Bhakti, strong chanting, strong devotional service, and Lord Chaitanya will always get. And book distribution, when you're spreading Lord's glories, Lord Chaitanya will always be there. Not even Lord Chaitanya, all his associates will be there. Not even all associates, all demigods will be there. And the temple will flourish like anything. So it's very important that you keep that sadhana for that one. So then Damodar Pandit went to Bengal. Because he was so strict, everyone was so careful not to transgress authorities like that. Just like we have Vidur Prabhu here, he's so strict in, he'll strictly tell you, don't do that itself. But this is how it should be. A devotee should be straightforward with other devotees, not like a devotee left and then said, oh, this person did this. No. You should always speak to the person, not publicly, but privately, so that his ego doesn't get hurt also. But also, you say in words which are pleasant to him, but also get the message done. Very important. Otherwise, you see some new people, you say something, they won't understand that, they will leave the temple. What happened? By previous Sukritis, they have come here, and now by your Dushkriti, you have moved them away for that. So you have to be very, very careful for that. So then, Lord used to stay. These pastimes, the Lord are millions and millions of oceans deep. Very difficult to understand, because through one pastime, He's giving me so many lessons. Each pastime is a gold mine. And if you dwell inside deep, you can see what He's trying to do. So through this, He's telling you that Supreme Lord's order should never be violated, and Supreme Lord should be blasphemed. Similarly, a guru should always be believed in strongly for that. So next, Haridas Thakur, we know all about Haridas Thakur. He was a great devotee of Lord, but because he was associated Mohammedan family, he was so pure that he didn't want to go Jagannath Puri temple. He said, otherwise those pandas can get contaminated. Even though this is a sign of pure devotion, humility. The sign of advancement devotional service is that the devotee feels, I'm worthless, I'm sinful, I'm the worst of all. If you see the lives of all the Goswamis, from Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, when they went to see Lord Chaitanya, they will bow down away from him. And Lord Chaitanya said, why are you there? Come forward. He said, no, Lord, we are in the Muslim family. Even though they were top-class Brahmanas, we associate with Muslims. We have associated all the stuff there. So we are the most fallen. So how can we associate with them? This is a top, even though they were Lord's parikars, Lord Siddhas, but they always have that. So real devotee, pure devotee is always humble at all circumstances, equipoised. Not like sometimes you say, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, and then you say, Prabhu, you're useless, and suddenly you become so mad and start saying something to you. No, that's called Falgu humility for that one. So then one day Lord Chaitanya was asking Haridas Thakur, dear Haridas, my friend, in this age of Kali, most people are bereft of Vedic principles. So they are Yavanas. Yavanas mean those who don't understand Vedic principles, and those who do, kill animals, eat cows and everything, those are called Yavanas. So Yavanas doesn't mean it's like, mostly it was applicable to Muslims that time, but now in this society, many Hindus are Yavanas also. Because you see, when they grew up, they never understand Vedic principle. They never understand, they will eat all kinds of things. So they don't understand that. So the Yavanas, so what the Yavanas principle is, they go down in the hellish planets and go down. But Lord Chaitanya is so merciful that he says that the Yavanas there's so many Yavanas there because there is no, how will you deliver them? I'm very worried about that. That's why Lord's name is Patita Pavan. That everybody else, you see so many incarnations, they won't associate with people who are fallen. But Lord Chaitanya always was thinking about how to deliver the fallen soul. So that's why Narottam Das Thakur sings the song, right? Patita Pavan Hetu Tam Avtare Mosam patita koi pave. That means, oh Lord, you have come to deliver the patita pavan. That means the most fallen soul, you have come to deliver them. But my Lord, who's more fallen than me, please deliver me first. That's how the devotees want. Because if you consider most fallen, then Lord will say. And then Lord Nitai is even one step forward. He's patita pavan. That even more fallen than anybody else there, who've done offenses also, Lord Nityananda forgives the faults and takes away from yourself. Just like Jagai Madai, we know the story, it's spoken some time back, how they hit Lord Nityananda Ram, blood was pouring, and Lord Chaitanya was bringing chakra to kill them, and Lord Nityananda said, please forgive them. So that's how these lords are. So these but if you see Lord Nityananda's previous avatar, Balram, one sage didn't get up to pay obeisances, he took a grass and cut his head off. And here, yes, you're so right. So this is the thing about Lord, is that He's so merciful incarnation that He comes and delivers the fallen soul. So we should every day, this is, our Nitai, God is so merciful. Every day we should say, Lord, we are so fallen. We don't know the process of bhakti. We have no qualification. We only have qualification that we have love for you. Please give us bhakti for that. So then Haridas Thakur says very nicely in Bengali, he says, Maha prema bhakta kohe, ha Ram, yavanir bhagya dekho, leya se naam. He says, a devotee in love, ecstatic love, say, Hey Ram, Hey Ram. But look at these Yavanas, they're so fallen on the earth. But by accidentally they sing Haram, Haram, and they can deliver like that. If you see that, if you see in Muslim, anything wrong which has happened, like if there's something really wrong, like blasphemous, all this, they say, Haram, 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 like that, they say. That's how the Muslims are. So, but he's saying that these Yavanas are so fortunate in Kali Yuga that the name also this show is Haram. So by chance, they Haram, 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 Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, they say it even once, they can get delivered for that. Because Yavana means most abominable. So when Lord devotees say Hey Ram, this is an ecstatic love. Just like we're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, ecstatic love, ecstasy. But when they're saying Haram, they're saying for something bad they've seen. Either they've seen something like, for example, they may have come here, oh, you have statues here, Haram, 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 they go away. Because they don't believe in, they think that statue worship something else. But we know that Lord is not statue, He's the deity form, but it's difficult to understand them. So, but if they're in distress, so then they give two examples. He says that the chanting of this holy name to indicate something other than the holy name is called Namabhas. That means, like we are chanting, but if somebody standing outside and he's not saying, for example, we used to do that when Harinam used to go in downtown Baltimore. We used to sing Hare Krishna mantra. And then one time I remember that 5-6 years back, I heard somewhere, I said, let's do this. We say, as soon as we say Gauranga, 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 like that. So we start doing Gauranga, Gauranga. And every time we find a new person, we'll say, stop over. Can you say Gauranga? As soon as I say Gauranga, we all start dancing like this itself. So this African-American girl was there. She followed us for some time, for few times. And then after that, when she was leaving, I saw that she just started going and her hand started saying, Gauranga, 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 like that, non-stop. So see that, even though it was a Nama Bhas, what she was feeling, but because she was doing it, one thing is sure that her next life is human form of life given, definitely. So that is our mercy of this holy name. That's why we do Harinam, so that you can go out and gives holy name, so that anybody even just listens, associate, dances, or in just looking at the devotees, their tilaks and everything, they can get delivered. That's what Prabhupada said. Lord Chaitanya inaugurated this Sankirtan movement because of this reason for that. So he's saying that, so then there's two examples he gives of Namabhas. He said even a Malecha who's being killed by a boar, like a wild boar, if he is tusk, he's trying to kill you, and in distress him, Haram, 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 and becomes Hey Ram, what happened? He gets delivered. So just imagine those devotees who are chanting this holy name with faith and fortune, how much advancement they can get. So this is why we should have strong feeling of that one. So then he says that if a devotee just chants the holy name of Lord so carefully, and it penetrates to the ear, which are the sources of oral reception, and it penetrates the brain, what happens for that one? It says that the holy name will deliver from all kinds of bondage. This is Lord Chaitanya's promise for that one. He says, second example of Namabhas is, what's the name? Ajamil. Ajamil had no good thing in the life, but he did one thing. He put his son's name as Narayana. And so when he was about to see the Yamdutas, he saw, and in distress, he saw the only person who was close to him was Narayan. He caused Narayan in such anxiety that the Vishnu Dutas came and saved him. That's called Namabhas also. He didn't mean to call Lord's name, but indirectly, he called Lord's name delivered. That's why when our parents, our grandparents, when they used to put our names, they used to be always related to Lord's name, basically. Kishan, Kanaiya, Govinda, Gopal, like that itself. Nowadays, there's so weird names are listening, licking Kak. You don't have no meanings at all. Why did you have name? Because you got the first letter of this person's name, first letter of this person's name, and you make the names like that. So how can they get delivered? They always have that. The main reason was there because our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors were so, they were so religious. They realized that they knew this power of holy name. So they realized that, okay, at least by putting his name, even we don't get to chant, but we call our son's name regularly, we can get delivered for that. Everything they said was, nowadays she said, oh, what kind of name is Gopal? What kind of name is this? Or Kahana, what is this name? Now there's more advanced name. Or because Americans cannot say this name, so shorten this name or something like that. So this is the problem for that one. So it says that then after that, he says that Lord, Haridas Thakur says that just like a holy name, how does he erect the name of Krishna? Just like a ray of sun, when it descends, it disseminates all the darkness. Similarly, just a glimpse of a holy name can disseminate all the ignorance you accumulated for years, and you can get purified for that. So then he said, Lord Gauranga became very happy. He said, thank you, Haridas. Now, Haridas, I have a question. If all these people will get, on this earth, there's so many living entities. There's Stavar and Jangam, moving and long living entities. So they are all there. If they are mostly Yavanas, how they get delivered? I'm very worried about them. So then Haridas Thakur says very nicely that, Lord, the deliverance of these have also already happened by your mercy. Just by your desire, they've already been delivered. But Haridas, how is it possible? He said, my Lord, these living entities, these Malechas, what they're doing is, they're listening to your name. When they're listening, this holy name going to the ear, they're getting delivered. But then the non-moving entities, like these trees, everything, they're reverberating in echo of that holy name. And it happens. So he said, how's that? Actually, Lord says, Haridas, Lord, that's not echo. Those trees, non-moving trees, are speaking like this, singing out and feels like echo. He said, like in Jharikhanda, forest, when you're going to Vrindavan Dham, you're chanting the holy name. And all those animals who were, one animal was a fodder for other person, they were all trying to fight each other. But as soon as start singing, what happened? The four-legged became two-legged. Two-legged became without legs and flying in the air. How? The four-legged animals like tigers, dogs, when you start singing, the four-legged, they raise the two legs up and start chanting Hare Krishna mantra. And similarly, those others, just like the trees, they started as if having that, flying in the air. Oh my God, this is the most wonderful thing for that. And those trees, they were singing these glories, but it felt like echo. Sometimes we feel, when you're surrounded by a lot of vicinity, when you say, oh, there's echo coming like that. We feel there's echo. But what is echo? It's not a scientific term. Sometimes these trees have also life. And some are advanced, like very low consciousness, but some could even reverberating with you. When, say, somebody's trying to cut the tree is live, he feels it. And sometimes he spreads the sound also, but we don't have the capability to understand that. That's why we should be very careful not to cut a tree unless it's really necessary for that one. So for that one. So then he said, that's nice, Haridas. Haridas, this is nice. That means they get delivered. But then if this happens, then the whole universe will be bereft of living entities. What will be my role here then? Because if all the living and non-living entities move out from here, what will happen? He said, my Lord, there is no end of sinful people. As soon as you get delivered, by your desire, many people will come and take these sinful activities and come there. He said, what do you mean? So Prabhupada gives very nicely. He said, a prison house is ever empty. No. If you even try to reform somebody in prison house, they get reformed, they leave, but there's somebody else is doing some kind of activities and get in the prison. Similarly, in this material world also, When some people get delivered, there are other people, because Bhagavad Gita 13.22 says that anybody who's associated with these material modes, they have tendency to do some sinful activities. And through acting through the sinful activities, they can contaminate it and they can take birth again. They become into the prison house. This is called prison house. Why? Durga. Durga is a controlling Shakti for that. And what does Durg means? Prison. So this universe is prison house. You try to escape that, you're kept inside. You have not even escaped this universe. You try to escape this country to some other country, you'll get arrested for that. So how many boundaries are there? So these are all prison houses for that. And once somebody leaves, somebody else comes in there. So similarly, my Lord, when these people get delivered, there are many, many people who are like in a sleeping mode, who haven't taken birth. But because of association with so much ignorance things, they will come and take birth and associate with that. So much that some of them, these like bacteria virus, we call bacteria virus, they're in worst place of ignorance. Virus is mosquito, all of the insects. They are in mode of ignorance. So some of them will go to mode of passion, some will go to mode of goodness. This is how it happens. And some of them mode of goodness will go to Vishuddha Sattva and get delivered. This is how evolution happens. 8.4 million species of life. How does it happen? Some are in really bad ignorance. Many human beings also, who don't know the goal of life, who don't know why they came from, who just goes like a yavana, eating, sleeping, mating, defending like that. They are in the mode of ignorance. So in the next life, they'll go through hellish planet, they'll become insects and everything is suffered through that. But some who get more enlightened, they go to next life and ultimately get delivered for that. So similarly, this mode of this 8.4 million species of life goes through that. But a devotee is so powerful, the Lord Chaitanya's movement is so powerful that just by going and speeding this Hare Krishna mantra, a person who is the most vulnerable, ignorance, mode of ignorance, just by chanting this mantra can go to mode of goodness like that. When Sri Prabhupada was here, what his goal was, he wanted to preach Lord's prediction that every town and village, my name will be sang. So that's how Sri Prabhupada came to do that. And what he did, these Harinam parties he used to do. And all people used to listen. It was amazing. One day we were in Harinam downtown Baltimore. So this person comes to me. He said, you know, you guys, Hare Krishna used to be there all the time in 70s and 80s. What happened to you guys? You guys disappeared? So it's so important that we have to go and spread this holy name so they can get delivered. Then that's a real motive. That's a real pleasure for that one. So then after that, Haridas Thakur says, last question he said was, my Lord, everything within the material world is limited by time, space, and person. But you, on the other hand, is unlimited time, space, and person. Whatever you desire will definitely happen. Whatever you don't have desire will not happen for that. So Lord said, Haridas, you have really understood my true appearance for that. And then Lord went away. Then after that, there is another devotee named Sanatan Goswami came there. He was one of the 5 Goswamis. And while he was coming through the forest, he developed this infectious disease with pus was coming out sores. He realized that, you know, if I go there, my Lord is there. If I touch him, he's going to embrace me. I'll contaminate him. I'll go in Jagannath Puri, it'll get contaminated. How am I going to live like that? So he felt that I'm going to commit suicide like that. But let me go see Lord one time. So he goes there, and as Lord was coming there, he pays obeisance. And Lord said, oh, Sanatan, you're here. What brought you here? As he was coming to close, he said, Lord, no, Lord, please don't come to me. I'm contaminated, I'm infected, I'm the worst of all. I'm a worm in the stool. There's nobody more fallen than me. Please don't come near me. He said, Sanatan, your body has been given to me. You've given your body to me. I have many plans for that. If somebody has given a body to somebody, you have no right on this body, so you don't even think about giving up your life. I have plans for you to go Vrindavan and do a lot of activities. So never think about committing suicide. So then he realized that Lord knows about it. But then it used to hurt him a lot. Every time a Lord will come, he'll give him like embrace, and all the pus will touch him itself. So one day he was telling Haridas Thakur that I think I'm going to go to Vrindavan Dham because I feel that I'm contaminating the Lord and doing offenses like that. So then Jagannath Pandit said, yeah, you should go back. I think that's a good idea. You contaminate Lord, it's not good. But when Lord Chaitanya find out, became very angry. He said, Sanatan, come here. He said, no, Lord, I'm contaminated, Lord. He said, what is contamination? What is inside you is the highest of purity. So I don't consider your body as different. Come here. And he embraced him like that. All the sores went away completely. He said, see, Sanatan, never consider your body contaminated, because if I consider your body as my own, that means you're the highest platform. and you cannot think of contamination. So in this way, Lord Gauranga, in the Ante Leela, as he passed through the life, he used to live like all within separation completely. Sometimes he will see like these cows, and he thinks Vrindavan Dham. He will run there and jump in the cows, thinking, oh, my Krishna is there, my Krishna is here. And he'll become unconscious and become like a thing, and devotees will not find him. One time for like hours and hours, he will like completely lose consciousness. What it means is that inside he's Vrindavan Dham, associating Radha and Krishna and dancing with them. But outwardly, he would not be breathing at all. Devotees start crying because they realize that Lord is going to leave their body soon, leave this planet soon. But as soon as they start chanting, he'll come back. One time what happened was he saw ocean there. In Jagannath Puri is a beautiful ocean there. He saw that and thinking that's Yamuna, he jumped in the ocean. And as he was going inside the water, he was remembering Yamuna and he was going like, his body was going like this. So suddenly one fisherman was there. He threw a net. He thought, this is a nice whale which has come here. Let me capture him. So he captured the whale and brought him here. But as soon as he saw the body, he touched the body. All the ecstatic symptoms came inside him. So he became mad when he started dancing and moving his hands like that. Now devotees were very stressful. They said, oh, where is Lord gone? This time Lord has gone from our life. So they started crying. He said, let's see where he is there. So there was something called Chakra Tirtha, which was away. And they saw everywhere. They couldn't find Lord Chaitanya. They said, have you seen a madman dancing like this, like that? He said, no, we haven't seen. But then they saw this fisherman who was dancing like, he said, what happened? What happened? He said, I'm infected with ghost right now. I said, what do you mean ghost? He said, I touched this body and suddenly something happens. My hair is standing on end. My eyes are popping up. I'm crying like that. And I want to chant this Hare Krishna mantra all the time. He said, show him who's there. So they saw the Lord was lying like this, so divine. So then devotees sang the holy name. And then suddenly Lord get up. Then he started crying. Why did you wake me up? I was just about, Krishna was there and we were just having some wonderful pastimes. And we were just enjoying that. Why did you gray? And the Lord started crying after that. Because he was in the mood of Radha and was remembering that. So lastly, when there was a deity of Tota Gopinath there, when Lord said, okay, I think now the whole world has been converted. Everybody's Krishna consciousness. My mission is complete and I've tasted Radharani's love. So then one day he ran into the Tota Gopi temple, the doors closed, and he merged into the deity. If you ever go there in the morning 4:30, there is a slight crack in the deity and Pujari will show you that he entered through that one. So this is a short pastimes for Lord. Next week is our wonderful Lord Gauranga festival. Lord Gauranga ki jai. Any questions, anything else? Anybody has any realizations, please? Okay, perfect. Then we'll stop right. Yes, Mata? Yes. Yes. Yes, everything is sin. Even the vegetables you're eating, that's a sin also. Because vegetables are life also. But if you connect everything, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, that you connect everything Krishna, it becomes purified. Like for example, gardening, if you're eating vegetables for Lord's pleasure, you're making vegetables, you're cooking for Lord and offering to Lord, then those sins are mitigated. But if you're eating for your own sense pleasure without offering, then you have to take the sins for this life. Because people will ask you, don't vegetables have life? Of course they have life. But if you offer to Lord, then they are not consistent. Similarly, if you're taking the garden and some insects happen, you just chant Hare Krishna. And that's why your mind is if always thinking about Lord all the time, then even you're taking out the insect. But by chanting this Lord, that insect will become a human form next life. So you stop his evolution, advance him further also. So things will happen, but if you keep Krishna in the center, then any kind of sins are completely taken away for that one. Thank you. Any others? Okay.